All right, folks, welcome to the final game of this weekend's showcase in Fredericton. Lots of games all weekend long on High Button Sports, and we're bringing in the tail end here. The Down East Stars from the island, squaring off against the Fundy Kraken, and we're underway here at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton, here on High Button Sports. You heard a group of different names over the weekend, calling various games. I am High Button Daryl. This one sent down the ice. It's going to be brought into the zone. We're scrambling to crack it in. And we'll come back to the neutral zone here. We can just pick up my cheat sheet of the who's who for this team. Get you the starting goalies here as well. Here come the Stars with an early chance. That's Lutley. She carries a deep puck below the Kraken goal line. Brought out by Boulier. Into the neutral zone. Onto the stick of Fitzpatrick. She sends it in. It's going to be recovered. Picked off by McKenzie. Back up to the neutral zone. Arm up. That one's going to go for icing. No, that was waved off. Wiegand must have raced that one out. And there's our first shot on goal. That's going to be held on to just a little over a minute into the game here. Face off in the Kraken end. Here comes Wilcox. Wilcox gains the blue line herself. Chips off into the corner. Stars reverse it the other way. Wiegand, who can get it over the line. Mills now in the corner. Mills, she's peeled off the puck. Just barely held it in the line. Arm up. Wiegand's going to go for a penalty here, I think. Kraken penalty. Trip. Hook. So, Downey Stars on power play here at 17:40 mark of the first period. No score, only one shot on goal up on the board so far. Face off, won by the Stars. Pass comes cross ice, shot from the point. It's off into the corner. Held it into the line by Larkin. Shot from the side, centering pass. That's knocked away. Fitzpatrick centers it. Shot. That goes in. And the Stars are on the board here early. Only 25 seconds into the penalty. That one's in the back of the net. One nothing for the Down East Stars. Penalty still up on the scoreboard, but power play negated by the goal. Puck chipped into the corner. Kraken on it. The left hand side can be held into the blue line by Cosman. No, she falls down. Puck goes by her. Here comes Player. Player battling to the corner, backhands it to the slot. And now we're going to have another penalty call. Is it Kosman going to the box this time? We have a hooking call. And I can't see the jersey numbers too bunched up. I think it might have been Mills. 25 Mills is who I believe just went to the penalty box for the hook. And Stars right back to the power play. Only needed 25 seconds on the first one. And they're right back at it. Stars shot it. That's broken up. That was going to be sent down the length of the ice. Tipped in the center by Fitzpatrick, but goalie plays it. And Stars coming right back the other way. Race for the puck. And that one's knocked out of play. 31 seconds gone. In the Stars power play. Puck knocked out of play, so on the face-off coming up in the kraken. And it'll be lovely. Stars take a drop. One back to Larkin. Larkin dishes it off to Player. Player looking towards the slot. Player still with it. He's going to reverse, come back to the point. That's Fitzpatrick. She tries a shot, and ends up in the corner. Checked up the wall, going to be held in by Larkin. Larkin moving in. Larkin tries to shot. That hits the high glass. Sent back to the point again. Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, she reverses. Sends it along the side wall. Down below the goal line. Stars. Centering pass. Makes it through everybody. Larkin's going to keep it in, though. Larkin. Back over to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick. Over to that left side. Dished off in the corner by Stars. Here's Fitzpatrick again. Fitzpatrick. She takes a shot. Misses wide right. Still held in. 30 seconds left in the Stars power play. Here's Larkin. She moves to the middle. She tries a shot. Knocked away. Going to be held in by Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick back to Larkin. 25 seconds now left in the Stars power play. Shot from the tight angle. It's knocked off to the corner. Back around the boards. Larkin's going to go in for the deep pinch here. And that's held in. Larkin, cross-ice pass. Off to the sidewall. Fitzpatrick's going to gather that up. Nope. And that one's sent down the ice. And we're back to even strength as Mills steps out of the box from her hooking call. 5 minutes gone here in the first period. Shots on goal showing 6-0 in favor of the Stars so far. And they also have one goal to show for that. Power play goal, 25 seconds is all it took in the first attempt. Second attempt, didn't get one. Here comes the third. She's peeled off the puck. Stars carried back into the neutral zone. Sent in. Kosman racing for it. Kosman gets there first. Sends it around behind the net. Kraken into the neutral zone. LeBlanc gains the blue line herself. Tries the shot on net. That one is going to miss high and wide, but it's going to be gloved down. And we'll have ourselves a face-off in the Stars' end at 15:47 point of the first period. Busy weekend. Lots of games here. Voice is holding up okay. Puck pinned on the wall. Gilliland trying to dig it out. Can't get it. Wrapped around the boards. There's the Trome. Now down below the Stars goal line. Battle for it behind the net. Player there trying to fish it out. She does. Here comes Player. Player goes for the long cross-ice pass. That's stuck in the feet. Citrone. Cross-ice pass. Mullins doesn't connect. That one's going to be held on to, and we'll have ourselves another face-off back in the Stars' end. 12:51 of the first period. And we'll get ourselves a face-off here. Long cross-ice pass. That misses McWegan. Back in the hands of the Kraken. Mullins picks that off. Down along the wall. Comes back to Myers. Myers with the shot. That's directed off to the corner. Back to the blue line. Myers tries to pinch. Chips past her. Off in the neutral zone. Stars are going to chip that one in. Go for line change. Here's Kosman. Kosman goes up the right-hand side. Back on the stick of Kosman. Kosman cuts across the partner. Goes cross ice again. On the stick of Somerville. Somerville chips that one in. She's headed off for a line change now. Puck down below the Stars' goal line. Kosman backing up. Moves up for Garnett. Garnett in the corner. She was looking for support. Mills is there now. Chipped up the glass. Doesn't get out. Puck down by the ringette line. Step up by Duguay. Duguay rips it towards the net, but not on the net. Duguay now up the right-hand side. Can't gain the zone. Here's Player now. Player. She goes cross-ice in the neutral zone. Finds Fitzpatrick. But puck's turned over. Here's LeBlanc. LeBlanc moves up the right-hand wall to Duguay. Attempt to hold that one in at the blue line. Gets past. Here's Mullins. Mullins along the wall. Tries the sharp angle shot. That one just about hit the netting, but stays in play. Shot from the point by Citrone. Scramble in front of the net. Still loose. Not blown down. There we go. And now we have a whistle. And we are at the halfway point here in the first period. Stars up 1-0. Shots on goal showing 9-3 in favor of the Stars. This is the second game of the day for the Stars. Played earlier, beating the Greenfoot Capitals 4-3. While the Kraken, this is their fourth game of the showcase and have dropped all three. One's going to be held on to. 9:39 of the first period. Stars leading 1-0. Get this clock back to matching the real game clock. Here we go, 9:39. Last time these two teams met was way back in October. The Stars taking two games, 6-1 and 4-0. Puck here in the neutral zone. Boutelier looks up through the middle ice, looking for Legier, couldn't find her. Now Mullins, battle along the wall with Player. Player almost came out with that. LeBlanc stops it, sends it back out along the wall. Mullins again, chips it up. Tried that chip move to herself, can't keep it in. Back to the neutral zone. A little bit of back and forth here in the neutral zone along the wall. And finally sent in on net. Thought that was going to be covered up, but it wasn't. It's played. Here's Somerville. Somerville, she's all alone. Lost it in her feet. Kraken get a change during that, though. Here's the charge. She gets it back into the neutral zone. Osman moves it up. That's going to come right back into the neutral zone again. Somerville does not touch that one. And here come the Stars again. Shot towards the goal. Osman with it. She goes down on a knee. Puck lost along the wall. Shovels it into the end. Here comes Vegan. Up to McKenzie. McKenzie attempted the shot on net. Didn't get there. Ends up behind. Kraken moving in on the offense. Bex working along the wall. She's peeled off the puck. I've just reset my mic. Hopefully that's better now. I got a notification that might not have been good. Not the first time this has done that on me. So we have a penalty call. And the Kraken will get a chance on the power play here now. At 6:57 of the first period. Shots on goal 11-3 in favor of the Down East Stars, who also lead off an early power play goal, but not much generated since. Now it's going to be fired down the ice. Pressure there by Mullins, turns the puck over. Mullins pinned along the wall, but she'll burn the time off the clock, no problem. Lutley backs up. Just waiting to see where the puck pops out. And that one will get blown down. Face off coming in the Kraken end here. 1:26 left on the Kraken power play. And hopefully my audio is in good condition here now. Here's Bex. Bex at the blue line. She turns it over. McInnes just throws it into the corner. That's going to be picked up by Boutelier. Boutelier behind the net. She puts the brakes on. Boutelier. She comes out from behind the net. Going up the middle. Player got a stick on that one. Tipped it. And that's going to have to be covered up. And now with 1:01 left on the power play, face-off returns to the Stars' end, to the left of Young. Face-off won by the Stars. Chipped up the wall, just skips past Boutelier, and that went the whole length. Boutelier now coming up. She moves up the left side to LeBlanc. Here comes LeBlanc. She's going to gain the blue line by herself, puts the brakes on. Looking for somewhere as an option. Throws it to the corner. Fitzpatrick's there. Fitzpatrick knocks it free. Going to be held in here. A little bit of a bounce. Gets past Boutlier. That one goes down the ice again. Loose puck in the crease. Oh, no. Out to play it. Little miscue there with Dickey. And Fitzpatrick steals the puck and pops it in the open net. So with that, a shorty for the Stars. Now up 2-0 with 5:13 to go here in the first period. Quickly back into the Kraken end. And the penalty about to expire. Back to even strength. Duguay fires it into the end. That one's going to be picked up by Larkin. Larkin comes up the left side, doesn't get out. Picked up in the neutral zone by Duguay. Duguay dumps it back in. Here's Mullins. Mullins, she's by herself. She's going to gain the blue line. Tries to cut through the middle. She's neutralized. Sent off to the corner. And the Kraken regroup behind their own net. Sent up the left side. Wilcox overskated it here in the neutral zone. From her knees, plays it. Legier's going to pick it up, though. Legier trying to get past McKenzie. Can't. Puck's still in the neutral zone, though. Sent back now with Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, she's going to go cross ice to Player. Player knocks it down onto the ice. But now LeBlanc quickly on it. Here comes Player. She's taken down. No arms up, though. Kraken through the neutral zone. Shot attempt ends up in the corner. Dickey tried to whip it down. That one, it was blocked. Now it's right back the other way again. Held it at the line by Citrome. She dumps it down to the corner. Now, behind the net, Kosman goes up the right-hand side. Looking for options. Somerville almost there, not quite. Puck skips past Fitzpatrick. That one's going to be gloved down by Young, and we'll take a face-off here in the Stars' end with 2:26 left in the first period. Got myself tongue-twisted here. Busy weekend. Of these games, some coaching, refereeing, and playing. Puck held in the Stars' zone here. Kosman tried to hold it at the blue line. Mullins chips it past. Still in the neutral zone here. Kosman still battling for it. Lutley comes out with it. Lutley cuts to the middle. Shot. She misses wide right. Mullins centers it again. Lutley couldn't get a stick on it. Here comes Mills. Mills up the right-hand side. Gets it into the corner. Followed up by Gilliland. Almost approaching the final minute here. Here comes Myers. Myers has it knocked off her stick. McKenzie behind her throws it into the zone. She's offside though. Stars need to tag up. And it's quickly sent back the other way. Duguay along the wall. She sends it down deep. Duguay couldn't quite get her body along the boards. Can't hold it in. Duguay again. Chips it up the right-hand side there. Now Mills putting pressure on it. Followed up by Somerville. Stars move back into the neutral zone. Wilcox putting pressure here now. Fitzpatrick steps past Wilcox, past Somerville, still going. Fitzpatrick into the corner. Final 30 seconds of the period here now. Little behind the net. Loose puck in front. That's slapped off to the side. A little bit of a scramble here in the corner. Garnett backhands up the side. Final seconds ticking away here. And that'll do it for the first period. So after one, Stars up 2-0 on 13 shots. Kraken 4 shots. And we'll rejoin you here for the second period after the flood. All right, welcome back for the second period. Teams here on the benches on the ice, awaiting the return of the officials. Starting the second period here. Shots on goal are 13-4. Favor the Downey Stars, who also played earlier today, downing the Greenfoot Capitals 4-3. And off to a 2-0 lead here to start this game. Look at the Stars' schedule. Looking for their next game. Looks like their next game isn't until the 17th of January against the Lynx. I know several of the teams are headed to the Ice Jam next weekend in Truro. I didn't look at the complete schedule, but I didn't see the Stars on there. Kraken are there, though. And Kraken will be in action down in Truro. But it looks like, well, at least based on the schedule I saw on the league website, the Downey Stars might not be back in action for a few weeks here. Puck down below the goal line. Wraparound attempt. Shovel in front. Loose puck. Not whistled yet. Ref right there. And he puts his arms up. Started from a quick wraparound attempt. Then a pile of players in the crease trying to ram and jam at it. Certainly couldn't see from here where it was. Referee right on top of the scene. Watching closely. Flew up his arms and said nothing, so we'll have a face-off. In the Stars' end, to the left of Young. That one deemed no good by the back lines person, and Mills will get tossed from the circle for that one. Face-off one back to Boutelier. Boutelier takes a shot. Almost trickled softly past Young. Young had moved to her right. Puck was kind of taking a little bit of a speed wobble. Almost stayed out of reach, but she got to it. And we'll take that face-off again. This time, one again back to Boutelier, but this time it skips past her. Brought back in the neutral zone. Now Boutelier again up the right-hand side. Tries to find and someone. Here comes Somerville. Somerville in tight with the shot. Here comes Lutley now. Lutley into the slot. Shot attempt. That deflects off to the corner. Now Mullins. Mullins. Nifty little move. Gets a backhand on net. That one will be gobbled up. And we'll have ourselves a face-off down in the Kraken end. Just a little over a minute into the second period here of the final game of the showcase here in Fredericton at the Grant Harvey Center. Great weekend of hockey action here. And player's going to get tossed out of the face-off dot for that one. Replaced by Mackenzie, I believe. I couldn't quite catch the number as she slid in there. Garnett through the neutral zone, backhands it along the boards, gets it into the Stars zone. Pinch attempt by Duguay. She takes a slap at it, misses. Keeps it in the zone nonetheless. And it's down below the goal line. Back up the wall. Duguay tried to get a hold of that one. Also chips past her. Now Garnett. Garnett chips it in the corner for Somerville. Here comes Somerville. Sharp angle from Somerville. She walks to the side of the net. Centering pass. Backhand attempt out front. And that one's covered up.
have another face-off in the Stars zone. A little bit of activity here from the Kraken. A couple scrambles and digs at the side of the net. Sitting at 2-0. One could get them right into the thick of things here. Conversation at the bench here in front of me. And now we'll have our face-off. Run by the Stars. McGuigan backhands it into the neutral zone. Chase down. We have an arm up for a penalty call. It's going to be against the Kraken. And we have a hooking call on the way. And the Stars will head back to the power play here at 17:43. And I believe it's LeBlanc heading to the box. Haley LeBlanc in the box. And the Stars. Power play opportunity here. Early in the second period. Already working with a 2-0 lead. Puck comes back to the point. Centering pass attempt for Lutley. Misses her. Back along the wall. Fitzpatrick. Couldn't keep it in. It's going to come all the way back down. Larkin parks behind the net. Looks up the left side for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick goes cross ice. Out of the reach of Player, but quickly recovered by Larkin, who carries it in over the blue line, and we have an arm up again. Kraken headed to the box again, and we're going to have some 5-on-3 for a minute 19. I believe it's Dickey. Dickey or Little. I'll call hair obstruction on the number that I saw, if it was 10 or 11. So Dickey or Little, depending which number that was. Here's Fitzpatrick. She walks in the middle, shot to the side. Loose puck in the slot, and we have a goal. Mullins, from the side of the net, threw it into the scramble in front. Not sure who's going to get credit here for tucking it away. Player led the line here, so I'm going to say Player tapped that in after Mullins threw it towards the net. So 5-on-3. Stars score. And they still have a minute 46 of power play time to come here with the Kraken in the box. So now 3-0 for the Stars. 16:40 of the second period off the power play marker by Player. Here's Kosman. Kosman tries getting it out. Held in at the blue line. Citrome, show winner stick, wanted that one. Fitzpatrick keeps it. Held in by Ricketson. Back to Ricketson. Ricketson. Citrome has to stick up, looking for the pass again. Doesn't get it. Held in again. And I was saying Ricketson, I meant Matheson. Looking at the wrong lineup card. Wrong 22 over there. Matheson. This time she comes across to Citrome. Citrome takes a shot. Hits the post. Citrome. It's going to work it along the wall. Here's Player again. Player just scored on the power play. Taking another shot from the sharp angle, and she buries it. 30 seconds left in that power play. And Player gets back-to-back power play goals. One on the 5-on-3, one on the 5-on-4. And at the 15:32 mark of the second period, Stars have opened this one up a little bit. Puck deep in the corner of Somerville. Battle along the wall, up the left side. Little couldn't reach it, and we have another penalty on the way for a body contact. And this time it will be Ricketson, the 22 in white, not the 22 in green that I had miscalled the name on. Sorry for that, folks. 15-15, second period, 4-0 for the Stars, back on the power play. Player just scored 2 on the power play, and they're right back at it again. There's Fitzpatrick to Mullins. Mullins back to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick walks to the middle, takes the shot. That's blocked. Ends up off in the corner. Held in here. Backhand towards the net. On the stick of Mullins. Back to Lutley. That was, sorry. Oh, loose puck in front. And that one's buried. I think it was Mullins who stepped in and buries that one. And it was indeed Mullins with another power play marker. So we are now 5-0 at 14:44 of the second period. Shots on goal showing 23-10 in the Down East Stars' favor. Puck into the neutral zone. Stars backing up. Looking for a long stretch pass. That one's broken up. Duguay peeled off her stick. Matheson, she just kind of chips it in, heads to the bench for a change. Going to be picked up by Kosman. Kosman goes behind the net. Looks up the right-hand side for Wilcox. Chips past her, though. And McQuegan back into the Kraken zone. Here it is over to Wilcox again on the right-hand side. Kosman, she throws it deep. And Fitzpatrick winding up here, looking for a centering pass to Mullins. Didn't make it to her. LeBlanc, she's pinched off by Fitzpatrick. And that's Raina Fitzpatrick. 11, Raina Fitzpatrick, the forward. 17, Bella Fitzpatrick on the blue line. Puck into the neutral zone. Bradley sends it up the left-hand side. Heads to the bench for a change. Citrome steps on. Close puck tightened by the side of the net. Just stepped out from behind the goal line and tossed a little backhand. And that one popped in. I think that one kind of caught everyone by surprise, including me. And Lutley, I believe, the goal scorer, just pulled that out from behind the goal line. And now we're sitting at 6-0 with still a little over half of the game to go. Kraken. Puck's peeled off. Player can't get a handle on it. She tries 3 times. Couldn't get it on her blade to get the shot off. Lost in the linesman at the blue line. Pass attempt up the player. Skips past her. Icing waved off. Centering pass attempt. Nobody's there. Here's player again. Player. Try sending it to the slot. Kraken. Get it out into the neutral zone. On the stick of Citrome. She's just going to toss it in softly to the corner and head to the bench for a change herself. Garnett, way up ice, calling for a stretch pass. While the Stars' defense changed. Pass didn't get up to her. Here's Garnett up the right-hand side. Looks like she was just trying to chip it in, lost a handle on it. Tries again. Then it hit shin pads. Couldn't get it in. And now McKenzie gets it in over the blue line, but back into the neutral zone we come for the Kraken. Here's Fitzpatrick. Looking for a centering pass. Turned over in the corner. Stars will reverse it. Held into the blue line. Down below the Stars. Net. Loose in front. Fitzpatrick's going to get it. She's going to skate it out. She's peeled off the puck. Lutley follows her up. But Fitzpatrick was still over the blue line, so that one's going to be offside. And we'll have ourselves a neutral zone face-off. Still just a minute shy of halfway through this game. And the Stars have opened it up here in the second period with a 6-0 lead. Face-off won by the Stars, back to their own end. Bradley tries chipping it up the right-hand side, gets into the neutral zone. Now Player trying to move it forward. She can't get it. Still contested along the wall there. Fitzpatrick finally chips it over the blue line, back on the stick of Player. She's into the corner. Centering pass attempt for McGuigan. So I think it was McGuigan. Got the backhand out in front. And now it's 7-0 on 27 shots. McGuigan. Right back again to Mullins. Mullins lost handle on it. Fitzpatrick sets up for the pinch. Back on the second player to Mullins. Now Mills. Mills gets it into the neutral zone to Somerville. And the return to the zone is offside. And I think the Kraken are going to go to the box. A little extracurricular back here behind the play. And Dickey's going to go off for a roughing, I would say. And that is indeed the call. So 10:07 here in the second period. 7-0 for the Stars. Dickey getting a little rough after the whistle. Ref quick on that one. And the Stars back on the power play again. Wrap around the boards. That one's going to make its way all the way down the ice. Fitzpatrick's going to be there first. She'll gather it up. Fitzpatrick and Bradley on the blue line here. Fitzpatrick carries it up. Sends it up the right-hand side. Strong cut to the net there. Play's broken up. Puck centered. Backhand attempt. Misses the side of the net. Ends up behind the goal line. Stars still have it. Makes its way back to Bradley. Bradley makes a little move at the blue line. She shoots through traffic. Rebound ends up along the wall on the other side. Fitzpatrick, she's going to keep that in. Fitzpatrick, long sauce pass across the zone. Nice look. Just couldn't quite connect. Now Citrome. Citrome's going to try and walk in. Citrome, shot, hits shin pads of Fitzpatrick. Plays whistled down. I think the ref perhaps thought that was caught by the goalie. I'm not sure why the whistle was. It was a half chirp that I'm not sure everybody heard, and then the other ref added on with another whistle. Shots are 29-10 in favor of the Stars. Face off here in the Kraken zone. 52 seconds left on that power play. Face-off tied up in feet, but the Kraken come out with it. Can't get it over the line, though. Long reach at there by McKenzie. And here comes Duguay. Duguay, wraparound attempt. Ends up in the corner. McKenzie with it. She's going to slow things down, moves up the right-hand side for Citron. Back below the Stars' goal line for a reset. 14 left on the Stars' power play here. Player moves it up. Puck all the way down. Dickey out of the box. Young plays that one. Puck contested behind the goal line here. Now it's brought back out. McGeegan. She's taken down. Puck still down low below the Kraken goal line. Pops out. Not quite held it in the blue line there, and that one will be offside. And we are at 7:31 now of the third period. Stars piling on 5 so far here in the second period. Opening it up to 7-0 after 2 in the opening frame. Stars bring it in. Garnett trying to get a handle on it. Here's Richard, followed up by Garnett. Garnett moves it towards the net. That's softly shoveled off to the corner. Duguay holds the blue line. Dumps it back in the corner. Puck right in the slot. The arm is up again. I think we're going to have a Richard penalty possibly this time. Either way, Kraken are going back to the box. I'm going to go with a Richard hook maybe. Okay, hooking is the signal. Did I get the right player? Let's see. And it is indeed a Richard hooking call. So, with 6:41 on the clock, the Stars are headed back to the power play again. Citron throws it towards the net. That one's broken up and tossed down the ice. Citron backs into her own end for the regroup. Sends it up the right-hand side. Skips over the stick. And that one's quickly reversed back to their end. Young out to play it. Just leaves it behind the net. Here's Lutley. Lutley moves it ahead. Back on the stick of Lutley. She drops. Shot attempt. That misses wide right. That one splits the D. And it's going to come all the way back to the Stars' end again. Couple Kraken changing. Citron carries it to the corner before she's finally peeled off the puck. Shot. That one goes high over the net. Held in along the wall here by McInnes. Centering puck to McInnes. She was tied up, couldn't get a handle on it. Shot from the point. Loose in the front. Tied. Oh, I thought she got her foot on it. But she couldn't, and that one just trickles in. Long stretch there. She looked like she had her toe against the post, but there was just enough space that it trickled in. So another power play marker by the Stars. And they have tacked on 6 here in the second period to really break it open at 8-0. Here's Player. She's down on a knee at the blue line. Turns it over. Back on the stick of Player. Player. Now Larkin. Larkin's going to throw it right on net from the neutral zone. That's going to be played. This one sent the length of the ice. And hand passes the signal. And we have a stoppage of play. So 31 shots to 13 in favor of the Stars. 8-0 is the score. 4:56 left to go here in the second period in the final game of the showcase here from Fredericton this weekend. A lot of action coming again next weekend at the Ice Jam in Truro. All on high button again. Several of the teams from the league in that tournament, not all of them. I didn't do an inventory of exactly who is and isn't, but many of them will be there. Games starting on Thursday afternoon. Many of the teams from a couple of the schedules I did look at will play a single game Thursday, a single game Friday, and a single game Saturday, and go from there depending on their respective divisions. Not sure who's all there for teams. Some of the private schools are there as well. RNS, Kings Edge Hill, The Mount, along with teams from this league. Not sure if there's others traveling from elsewhere in the country or whatnot. Here comes Players. She's swarmed by 3 Kraken. Finally peeled off the puck. Brought into the neutral zone. Sent down deep. Larkin chips it up the right-hand side. Rush over to it there by Bex. Keeps it in. Nice hustle by Bex to keep that puck in the offensive zone. Puck pinned along the wall. Held in at the blue line by the Kraken. Some vocalization from the crowd off the little hit that just happened down in the corner there. The Kraken have had a steady stream to the box, voicing their displeasure with the lack of a call on that one. Puck down in the Kraken zone. 3 minutes left to go here in the second period. And we have an arm up again. This time, the Stars will indeed go to the penalty box. And it'll be Lutley heading to the bin. See if we can catch the signal for what the penalty call is. Linesman making a visit to each of the officials, and now the officials are going to convene. I don't know if they're looking for something on the previous play where a couple of the fans vocalized something, or if it's possibly something more serious that the linesman could inform the referee. So 2 for hook is the signal, and an additional 2 for roughing. So a 2 and a 2 assessed to Lutley is what I see. So the Kraken get a shot at the power play for 4 minutes with a 2 and a 2. So don't see that one that often, but the linesman can inform stuff after the whistle to the referees of things that can be called. Generally, you wouldn't see that unless there's a more serious call. Puck wrapped around. Boulier is going to be there. Boulier holds the line. Tries to step in. Boulier moving towards the net. She takes the sharp angle shot. Bounces back. Right back on the stick of Boulier. Kraken looking to get on the board here. 4-minute power play. Lutley in the box for a rough and a hook. Mills behind the net. He's going to send it back to Boulier. Boulier, shot through traffic. Makes his way to the net, but that's pad saved off to the corner. Boulier again. Cross-ice pass, shot from the sharp angle. Back to the Kraken point again. And the Stars relieve the pressure, getting that one down the ice. 1 minute gone in the 4 minutes to Lutley. Tangle up here trying to break out by the Kraken. LeBlanc trying to gather it up behind the net. She's pinned. Boulier still out there. She puts the brakes on. She's going to go back behind her own net and reset. Boulier. She has to come out the left-hand side, being pressured. Pass through the neutral zone. Unable to be handled. And that one's right back in. Here's Little. Little's going to gather it up. Little knocked off the puck by player behind the net. Beck's in to help. Tries bringing it out. Now LeBlanc. LeBlanc is going to dish it off back behind the net. For Little. Little up through the middle. Little gains the red line. Still with it, Little. Knocked off her stick at the blue line. Unable to be held in. Under 2 minutes left in the Kraken power play. 45 seconds left in the period. 1:40 left in the Lutley penalty. Puck again, back into the Kraken end. Dickey gets to the blue line, dumps it in. 21 seconds left in the period. Mullins with the puck. Shoves it forward. Oh no, McGeegan steps past everybody. Gets a little break. McGeegan just slipped behind the Kraken defense on the penalty kill. Mullins a little soft touch pass up. McGeegan made something of it. 8 seconds now left in the period. 1:05 left in the Lutley penalty and the Kraken power play. Face-off tied up in feet, finally sent out. Citrome in the neutral zone. She'll just flick that back in, and that's going to end the period. So, a busy 6-goal period by the Stars. And we are 8-0 for the Stars, headed to the third in the final game here of the showcase in Fredericton. Shots on goal, 32-16 in favor of the Stars. And I will rejoin you for the final period of this weekend's showcase after the flood. All right, folks, welcome back for the third period, the final period and the final game of this weekend's showcase tournament. Or showcase weekend, I should say. Not tournament. These are all regular season games. Showcase weekend here in Fredericton. Kraken Stars. Here. Stars up 8-0. Out shooting the Kraken 32-16. Waiting to start the period here. The referee over here talking to the Kraken coach as we wait to get underway here for the final frame. Hopefully everybody enjoyed High Button this weekend and lots of great hockey action here at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton. A lot of games. Pretty busy building. Colder than usual here. Lots of ice around and stuff and chilly, but hopefully everybody enjoyed the time here in Fredericton. And we are underway here in the third period. Kraken, hold the blue line, send it down deep in the Stars' end. That one sent down the ice, but the Kraken on a power play, so no icing on that one. 30 seconds left in the Kraken power play. Bex calling out for some instructions out here at the blue line. Didn't get the puck. Now LeBlanc has it on the left-hand side. Centering pass. Bounces off Stickle's ear, but Bex hustles. She picks it up. Bex, tight angle, walks towards the net, tries cutting in. Doesn't get there. Gilliland. She's taken off the puck. That one's sent down, and that'll expire the Stars penalty, and we're back to even strength 1 minute into the third period here. Stars leading 8-0. Duguay fires that one in. Bounce off some shin pads right back in the neutral zone on the stick of Duguay. She tries again. This time it hit Lutley. And it's back into the Kraken zone. Puck held in there at the blue line by Citrone. Citrone takes a shot. She misses wide left. Chipped up the left-hand side. Garnett tries to get a stick on it. Gets past her. Now Mills. Mills backhands it through the neutral zone to Somerville. Somerville gains the blue line. Takes a long, soft shot. Misses wide left. Couple the Kraken headed for a change. Here's Citrone carrying it the whole way herself. Rest of the Stars gone for a change, so she'll just fire it on net. Wait for everyone to change up. Now Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick chips it into the zone. Races for it. Doesn't get there first. She's backed up. Cut to the middle by Player. Player. Sharp angle shot. Misses the net. Going to be pinched in by Bradley. Bradley keeps it in. Now she's down on the ice. Reaching for it. She still has it. Pinned along the wall. Bradley backs out of that scrum. Player trying to dig it out. Wilcox. Everybody's over there. And the refs have had enough of that one. And we'll blow it down. Just shy of 3 minutes gone here in the third period. Down East Stars exploded for 6 in the second period and are working with an 8-0 lead here on the Kraken. Puck down below the Kraken goal line, wrapped around the left-hand side. Chipped up the glass. Pinch attempt by Bradley. Held it in on the first attempt. Second attempt gets past her. Now Bex pushes it into the Stars' end. But now Fitzpatrick's going to wrap it around the wall. That one held in, fired towards the net. Blocked. Stars will carry it into the neutral zone. Here's McGeegan. She's peeled off the puck. Player jumps in, grabs it. Player looking at centering puck. Gets it centered in the shot. That one's eaten up. Face off coming in the Kraken end. And the Kraken tossed out of the face off. We'll try again. Puck finally dropped. Player wins it. Shot by Mullins. That one's covered up. And after a lengthy wait for a face-off, we'll have another one. And we'll move over to the other side for this one. Player in to take it for the Stars. One back to Larkin. She fires it into the corner. Fitzpatrick behind the net. Tried spinning. Got past her. Now held in by Mullins. Ricketson came up the left-hand side. That was turned over. Now it's coming back the other way. Now Mullins fires it against the wall in the neutral zone. She heads to the bench for a change. Stars changing. Legier goes cross ice to Bex. Bex gains the blue line. Somebody's lost a net guard out here. Whoever that is, if the ref catches it, needs to vacate. Ref scoops in, grabs that one up. Puck in the neutral zone. Kraken looking up ice for LeBlanc. That's picked off, but that's going to be offside. And we'll have ourselves a face-off in the neutral zone after the Stars go offside. 15:07 here in the third period. Nothing changed since the end of the second so far. Still sitting at 8-0 for the Stars. Lutley trying to dig it out of feet there. Still tied up. Finally, puck comes free. Picked off in the slot by McKenzie. She spun and tried to fire. Couldn't get the shot off. Now below the goal line of the Kraken. Cross ice pass. Nobody's over there. Somerville gets in the neutral zone. LeBlanc will just dump it in. She heads to the bench for a change. Up in the neutral zone. Dickey backs up. Dump down the ice. Goes on net. And that's going to have to be covered up with Fitzpatrick coming flying in. And we'll have another face-off down in the Kraken end. And we're set up for the draw. One by Player, clean back. Puck deep in the zone. Player rushes over for it. She's beaten there by Garnett. Garnett comes cross ice for Wilcox. Wilcox tries backhanding it into the corner, but Stars recover the puck. Little trying to push it up the right-hand side. Now Player again. Player centers it. All alone is Fitzpatrick. Play broken up by the Kraken. Garnett working along the wall against Fitzpatrick, trying to move forward. She's joined by Mills. Fitzpatrick, a little bit of a headlock there. No arm up on that one. And here comes Citrome. Citrome Walks in all by herself. Got through one, didn't get through the second. Now, Garnett again. Tries chipping it up the right-hand side. Doesn't get all of it, but at least gets into the neutral zone. Here's LeBlanc. LeBlanc tries chipping to herself off the wall. That one's turned back over by McInnes. Duguay now in the neutral zone. Backhands it to the blue line. Legier gets it in. Fitzpatrick wraps her around the side. That one's going to be held in. Shot by Boutelier. Boutelier again. Misses wide right. Sharp angle shot from way along the boards. And that one will be covered up by Young, and we'll have ourselves a face-off in the Stars' end. 12:38 of the third period. And the Stars broke this one open in the second period with 6. Boutelier keeps it in over on the far side. Finally makes his way back to the neutral zone. Boutelier again. Looks across ice to Ricketson. Skips past her. Puck deep in the Stars' end. Matheson goes cross ice for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick put the brakes on. She's peeled off the puck by Richard. Back on the stick of Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick makes her way into the neutral zone. Dished up to Dickey. Dickey slaps it up through the middle. It's picked off by Player. Loose puck in front of the net. It's moved off to the side. That one stayed on side. Nice stretch to stay on side there by Richard. Icing waved off. Centering pass attempt. That one's broken up. Chip up the wall. Myers, just outside the blue line, tries to throw it in, but comes right back. Now LeBlanc will get it deep in the Stars' end. Going to be picked up by Larkin. Larkin tries moving it up the left, and she does to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick going cross ice to Mullins. Here comes Mullins. She's coming with some speed. Mullins takes the sharp angle shot. Couldn't cut to the net like she looked like she wanted to, but that's going to have to be covered up. And we'll have ourselves another face-off here at the Kraken end. Shots have ticked up to 39-18 in favor of the Stars. Face-off one by the Stars. Cross-ice pass to Citrome. Citrome takes the shot. Puck still deep in the Kraken end. Mullins in tight. Tries ramming it to the net. No luck. Another face-off coming up here in the Kraken zone. Lutley in to take it for the Stars. Hold-in attempt by the Stars. Successful. Now Duguay will carry it out. Duguay by herself. Chips it towards the net. Young will have to hang on to that one. And now we'll trade ends and have a face-off down in the Stars' end. Face-off to the right of Young. LeBlanc moving in to take it for the Kraken. Face-off won by Player. Kraken looking back to the blue line. Dump it back into the corner. Comes out to the blue line to Marshall. She tried to dump it back in, but now Player picks it off, and she's looking to build some steam here. Here comes Player. Player up the right-hand side. She's finally knocked off the puck just inside the Kraken zone. Legier tried to poke that one free. Can't. Now Player still with the puck. Player working with it here. Pick back up. Kraken can't chip it out. Held in. Here's Player in the slot. Player getting in tight. And Player gets the walk-in, tucks that one in. And on the 41st shot, it is 9-0. Dickey moves it across. Long pass, picked up by Lutley in the neutral zone. Dished off to Matheson. Wilcox looking at the cross-ice pass, misses Somerville. Picked up by McGuigan. Mills reaches out. She's going to get there first. Mills tries throwing it towards the net, doesn't get very far. Now Matheson tries on the left side again. Doesn't get it out. Fitzpatrick tries. She's stopped. Now Bradley behind the net. Sends out the left side again to Matheson. Matheson just gets it outside the blue line this time. Before Kosman threw it back in. Now it'll be tossed down into the Kraken end. All the Stars headed for a change. Mullins and Player down to put pressure on it while the rest of the Stars come out. Kosman behind the net. Two Stars players collide there. A little bit of a hairy looking collision, but they both rise back to their feet. They seem okay. And we are down to 7:55 to play here in the third period. In this, the final period of the final game of the showcase weekend. Into the neutral zone. Myers chips it off the wall. Back on the stick of Myers. Quick move up. Stars are offside. Now Fitzpatrick picked up one right in the slot. Fired it, but that goes high over the net. Now Little in the corner. She can't keep it. Chipped up the wall. Here comes Richard. She's all by herself. Duguay trailing her. Somerville. She'll throw that one into the corner. Going to be picked up there by Larkin. Larkin sends it up the left-hand side. Long pass over to McInnes. McInnes by herself. Tried cutting into the middle. That was stymied by the Kraken. Legier looked like she was offside, but she's given the okay. Play continues. McInnes looking for the long stretch pass. Couldn't quite pop it through to McGuigan. Now Mills. She's stopped. Back in the neutral zone. Ricketson. She's peeled off the puck. Now Player again. Player to McKeegan in the slot. Couldn't get a handle on it for the shot. Boutelier gets it up the right-hand side. Puck into the neutral zone. Here come the Kraken. Carried wide, deep in the corner. Looking to get that puck centered. Can't get it there. Finally broken up by Citrome. Held in at the blue line by Bex. Now Dickey. Dickey all alone. Rest of the Kraken gone for a change. She's just going to hold it down low. Still with it. Here's Dickey. Dickey in the corner. Pulls it back to herself. Dickey looking for that tight angle shot. Couldn't get it off. Still with it in the corner, though. Dickey finally gets knocked off the puck and goes down. Wide stretch pass to Mullins. Mullins, she's going to carry it to the corner before she's taken down. Kosman working in the corner there on Mullins. Gets her off the puck. Puck stuck along the wall. Larkin comes out with it. Centering pass. Sharp angle shot. Goes harmlessly off to the corner. Under 5 minutes to go here now. Fitzpatrick, shot from the point. Misses the net. Loose on the side. Scramble. Couple extra whistles here. I'm not sure if we have an extra call. Referee is making his way toward the box. I think he might. Yeah, he made a call on that. And we have a cross check. And it'll be Dickey in the box for a cross check. 4:28 left in the game. And the Stars now headed back to the power play, which has been very dangerous in this game. 44-19, the shots on goal in favor of the Down East Stars. And they'll have a power play for 2 minutes or less. Shot from the point. That's broken up by LeBlanc, back into the neutral zone. Here's Larkin. Larkin shovels it into the corner. Duguay there, so is Little. And that one's going to be sent down the length of the ice. Young stays in her net, just leaves it. Myers picks it up. Myers. Long pass up the middle. Didn't hit the intended target, but Fitzpatrick picked it up and carried it over the blue line. And that's going to get sent back down again. This time, Young out to move the puck for Myers. Myers comes out from behind the net. Looks up the left-hand side. Skips over the target. Back on the stick of Myers again. Myers. She's going to keep it this time. Gives it to Lutley. Lutley through the neutral zone. She's going to carry it over the blue line. Lutley tried to make a move to the middle. She's peeled off the puck. Lutley gets it back in the corner. And Kraken evacuate the puck again down the ice. 45 seconds now left in the Dickey penalty. 3:10 left in the game. Here comes Citrome. Citrome slowly making her way up the ice. Calmly dishes it off to the corner. Duguay tries going up the right-hand side. Doesn't get it out. Second attempt. Also didn't get it out. That one's going to go on net. It's going to have to be covered up. And there are 16 seconds left on this Stars power play. 2:44 left in the game. In the final match of the weekend. Kraken ejected from the face-off. Puck's tied up in feet. Finally makes his way to the blue line and is held in. Dropped off at the blue line for Citrome. Citrome shovels it along the wall. Now McEgan. Back to Citrome. Citrome shot through traffic. Misses high. That one shoveled in to the goalie by the side of the net. Couple extra shots there on player. And the Kraken again going to the box. This time it's Boutelier. And with 2:17 on the clock, Stars back on the power play again. Puck's drop, skips over the stick of Fitzpatrick. Now it's going to come most of the length of the ice. Fitzpatrick sets up behind the net. Fitzpatrick up the right side to Player. Player looks to the middle of the ice, looking for Mullins. Mullins quickly there, but muscled off the puck on that one. Back to the point. Shot by Bradley. Misses. Fitzpatrick parked on the blue line. Ricketson gets it out. Puck back to the Stars' end. Fitzpatrick gains the red line. Chooses to just dump it into the Kraken end at this point. 9-0 with 1:12 left to go. Power play for the rest of the way. Puck deep in the Kraken zone. Shots on goal sitting at 46-19. Bradley throws it the left-hand side into the neutral zone. Lutley just tries backhanding it into the Kraken end. Here's McInnes. She'll chip it down deep. And we're down to the final seconds of this one. Less than 30 to go. Larkin moves it out of the zone. Long pass for McKenzie. McKenzie down in the corner. She's crunched. Both players get up. Held in here by Larkin. Larkin will fire it. That one's going to be held on to. And there is 2 seconds left on the clock. 48-19 shots on goal. That should be the final. They're just going to let those last 2 seconds tick off the clock. And that is indeed the end of the game. So final score in the last game of the showcase here is 9-0 in favor of the Down East Stars. And that puts a bow on the activity for this weekend. Thanks everybody for joining this game and all the other games this weekend on High Button Sports. Logan, Theo, and myself bringing you the games. Hopefully you had good coverage. And tune in next time for more action from the Maritime Girls Hockey League. Thanks everybody.